claim against BP for this Gulf oil disaster? That's our topic today on State Law TV News. My guest is Alabama personal injury lawyer Rusty Weaver of Weaver Tidmore Law, and he's going to talk with us about this topic. So, Rusty, thanks for being with me today.
Thanks for having me.
Well, Rusty, this Gulf oil disaster with BP is truly horrible. Who has a claim in this?
The number of people that are affected by this is really unbelievable. And there are people that at this point in time, this early in this disaster, do not even realize how it's going to affect them in the long term. There is a stream of commerce that travels from the Gulf throughout the country, seafood industry, tourism industry, and anyone in that chain of the economy is going to be affected by this oil spill, not to mention the local property owners, both personal property and real property, and people who have rental income generating properties along the Gulf Coast.
So what is it that they can recover in terms of damages?
There are a number of elements of damages that can be recovered ultimately from BP, and one of the things that people need to realize is that it's important that they contact an attorney or an accountant that can properly evaluate their damages. They may be entitled to not only the lost income for this period while tourism is down, but ultimately this loss of income and this loss of growth opportunity may result in a diminution of the value of their business as a whole. That diminution of value is going to continue to affect them financially for a long period of time. Furthermore, they may also be entitled to damages for the mental anguish and the emotional distress caused by this disaster. Some of these businesses and people that are affected are family-run businesses that have been in families for decades, if not 100 years or more, along the Gulf Coast, especially in Alabama, along some of the small fishing towns, and these people are going to be affected forever.
Well, how does somebody go about making a claim in something like, for instance, a fisherman who, as you said, has almost lost his livelihood, at least temporarily, if not permanently? What do they do, and how would they make a claim or quantify that? You're saying get an accountant involved? Should they call an accountant first or a lawyer first? And how would this process begin?
The most important thing that the people that are affected by this oil spill need to do is take advantage of the fact that personal injury lawyers, or such as myself, offer free consultations. You can sit down in my office and I can explain to you the vastness of the damages that you're likely to incur as a result of this oil spill and help you see the things that need to be done to evaluate your damages. What Weaver Tidmore is doing, most importantly, is we're working with accountants who can not only evaluate a business loss, but they can evaluate the diminution of the value of the business. This is an important aspect of damages that are in their every assessment of what's going on in their lives because of this oil spill.
Now, Rusty, will this be handled as a class action, or will they be individual claims?
There have been a number of suits filed already against BP that purport to represent the claims of all similarly situated people. We find that most of the time a class action is not adequate to properly compensate our clients. We will take the opportunity to either opt them out of the class action and handle their claim individually, or file their claim individually from a standpoint that's not covered by the class action. So the answer to the question is, most of the time, no, our clients will not be in the class action unless we feel that they are being properly compensated through the class action.
Okay, so it sounds to me like what you're saying is that it would be an advantage to one of these potential clients to have their case handled individually as opposed to being part of a class action?
We feel that it's important to us to look at each individual or business's claims and make sure that they're being addressed in the best way possible. And again, this is where it's so important to sit down with an attorney who can give you a free consultation and tell you what legal claims you may have and what rights you have before you talk to BP or anyone that purports to be a claim settlement agent for BP.
Now, let me ask you one more thing. With BP and the massive number of claims that I'm sure they're going to have against them, is there a concern that BP will go under or declare bankruptcy and then there will be no compensation available?
With a disaster of this magnitude, that's always a concern. I mean, we're now looking at oil continuing to spew in the Gulf, hundreds of thousands of gallons a day since April. But a company the size of BP is going to be able to handle a majority of the claims. I heard estimates that they had $5 to $6 billion cash on hand when this disaster first started. And they are a huge international company, and as we stand here today, they're claiming that they are going to make sure that every claim is paid in full.
Okay. Rusty, if someone wants to reach you for more information or for the free consultation that you're offering, how can they do that?
I can be reached toll-free at the offices of Weaver Tidmore. Our number is 1-800-852-5989, or you can go online to weavertidmorelaw.com and contact me through the info email on our website.
Very good. Well, Rusty, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
This is Cindy Speaker for State Law TV.